This is the second part of a two-part video where I talk about lessons learned and the results after uploading daily for 28 days as a new YouTube creator over 40. In my first video of this two-part video series, I talked about the analytics and how the channel has performed over the past 28 days. And I also shared what it's like being a new YouTube creator over 40. In this video, I'm going to talk about the lessons learned, whether it's a good idea to do a daily upload challenge, and I will share some tips and advice for YouTube creators in the beginning of their journeys, and I will also share some thoughts about what I'm planning to do next with this channel. So first of all, let's start with the lessons. What I've learned in the past 28 days is that packaging is as important, if not more important, than the actual content of the video. So working on your thumbnails and video titles as well as descriptions is really critical. At times when I changed my thumbnails, I could actually see how the view graph changed trajectory, both up as well as in a different direction. So it's still something that I'm experimenting with and learning about, and I will be sharing more of in the subsequent videos. Once you've first uploaded a video, when you're still a very young channel, it can take 2-3 days to really see the real performance of that video. So don't be discouraged if in the first 2 hours or even 10 hours there are no views or the video is not gaining momentum. I suspect a lot of us YouTubers in the early stages of our YouTube journeys, once we upload a video, we tend to refresh analytics every hour. And this is something I've been guilty of, and I tried to stop or wean myself off that habit, but it's really hard not to keep track of analytics and not getting discouraged, but really do allow 3-4 days, even though they say that the views within the first 24-48 hours are critical. From my observations, it's the first 3 to 4 days that will really kind of show the trajectory of that video. Having said that, if it's a video that is on trend, and one of my videos was a trending video title, that kept growing for a long time, almost exponentially, and then suddenly stopped. And in my previous video, I actually talk about this and my suspicion that I've been shadow banned by YouTube. Something that I will need to look further into. I don't think I did anything wrong, especially that that particular trending topic has been repeated by multiple creators. So I'm not sure what happened there. In any case, it can take several days to really see what's happening with a particular video. My next lesson is about sharing your mistakes with others. People love learning from mistakes of others who are on similar journeys. So if there are some lessons or reflections that you can share with others, even if it's not a massive breakthrough, please do share. In particular, I remember this one creator commenting on somebody's channel that she has learned a lot, and there were some very specific lessons that she learned, but she was too afraid to share them because she only had fewer than 50 subscribers, so she felt that her voice doesn't really count. I would say the opposite. Really share the whole journey and document your whole journey, because people like me, I actually want to see with raw honesty what it's like growing a YouTube channel from zero, rather than watching other creators who say that they're doing this 30-day challenge, but actually they had their channel for 6, 12, 18 months before, and then they're doing the challenge. And then of course they're going to have thousands of views after daily posting, and then you kind of feel inadequate, but in reality you're comparing apples and pears there. So please, 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 if you are on your early journey with YouTube, do share with others, inspire others, even through your mistakes and failures. That can really help others with motivation to continue. My next lesson is about how I managed to generate a lot of ideas. Well, my ADHD brain is designed in such a way that I'm full of ideas. I cannot stop generating ideas anyway. But my best ideas have actually been some ideas where I felt a strong emotion, or I felt I needed to react to something significant, either vent or say that they're wrong or agree with something that I feel strongly about. So for example, my recent video about the biggest lie about academic success was triggered by a post that I saw in a parental group on Facebook. And that post wasn't the first one I saw over the past year or so, where parents sound really upset about their children not getting into a specific school or failing an entrance exam for a university or for a private school. And then these parents talk about how now their child's life is ruined and their child has no future. So I feel really strongly about this, and in the moment that I read that post, the narrative for my video just came to me in the flash of a moment, and I just recorded it. And that video seems to be doing quite well. Although that video seems to have tipped my audience demographic, because I think much younger viewers are watching that video. So if you're in the beginning of your journey and you don't have a particular niche, but something really sparks a strong emotion in you, just pick up your phone or your camera and record it right there if you can. The next lesson is about the number of views and subscribers versus real impact. And I really had to talk to my gremlins about the low subscriber count after 1 month, especially in the context of high expectations and expectations that YouTube is an easy mode and it's possible to monetize within the months. So with my 71 subscribers, and thank you so much everybody who has subscribed, who has watched my videos, who has commented, and this sort of subscriber count after a month can seem like a failure. However, I've had a chat with my gremlins and I reminded them that it's more about the impact and how do I measure that impact. If I could change one person's perspective, or if I could help even one person, it's totally worth it. And for me, it seems that I've helped more than one person. So I've had really amazing comments. These are the comments from my recent videos. And with one person in particular, you know who you are. It almost feels like she's my new friend. And I feel I'm developing a really good connection with her. And maybe we can do collaboration at some point. So yes, rather than seeing something as a failure or something that has been lower than your expectations, it is a good idea to look at it as a lesson. And the lesson here for me is that impact matters more, genuinely. Impact matters more than the number of subscribers or view count. Now, would I do it again, and would I recommend that others do this daily upload challenge? Well, it's been brutal. And as I explained in my first video of this two-part series, I really neglected all other aspects of my life with this hyper focus on churning out content for this channel. And I'm not proud of that. At the same time, I am proud of following through. And even though I have had some prior YouTube experience with a couple of other channels in the past 3 years, I'm still very much a beginner. And coming up with ideas is easy for me, and writing outlines and bullets for my videos is quite easy for me. However, time management is a big struggle, and production and editing still takes a lot of time. So if you're going to do this 28 or 30-day daily upload challenge, make sure you have a ton of ideas up front, because coming up with ideas on the day can feel a bit suffocating if you don't have them already written down. And time management is key. Really play to your strengths. If time management is not one of your strengths, try to pre-plan this challenge in advance. And most importantly, be clear what you want to achieve through a challenge like this. And set your expectations lower, I would say, so that you're not disappointed. Because setting your expectations high like I did, and then ending up with 71 subscribers when I expected like 500, can make you feel a little bit inadequate. But actually, if you do want to teach yourself discipline and accountability, a daily upload challenge is not a bad idea. So perhaps consider doing it as a 7-day challenge and then another block of 7 days and then see how it goes, rather than committing to a full 28, 30-day challenge. If you're somebody who likes thriving under pressure, then this sort of thing can definitely teach you the discipline and confidence and self-belief, because once you've done this, it kind of feels like I can do anything now. Now I want to share some tips for creators in the beginning of their YouTube journeys, and this is really based on the past 28 days, because I'm sure these tips and advice will evolve as my channel grows and as I learn more things. But here are my initial tips and advice. So use your unfair advantage. So even if you are posting things that are searchable, even if you're posting things that are on trend, try to add an extra angle that makes it super unique to you based on your background and based on your unique experience. As an illustration of this, there are lots of videos out there about the struggles of new YouTube creators to grow their YouTube channels. And I decided to add my unfair advantage. By that I mean something that is very unique to my background. And having been to Cambridge University is one of the things that are quite unique about me. So I actually recorded a video comparing and contrasting the process of starting a YouTube channel and growing it in the early stages of that journey with getting to the University of Cambridge. You can watch this video and you'll understand that actually Cambridge seems to be easier than growing a YouTube channel. My second tip is you don't need to niche down right away. In fact, in the early days, while you're putting out your first 10, 20, 30 videos, maybe it's a good idea to keep it fairly broad, otherwise you're going to be stopping yourself and preventing yourself from creating. At least you will have gone through that process of putting out bad videos. But most importantly, put out videos that are likely to be searched for, and that can really help you to grow in the very beginning. I think it's something that I didn't do enough of and I need to focus more on in going forward. Riding trends is not a bad idea, but perhaps don't do it too early. So I actually waited for a couple of weeks before I uploaded a video. It took me 30 plus years to realize what I'm going to tell you in 12 minutes. It is a trending video, but if I put it as video number 1 or video number 2 with a cold channel, I don't think it would have got that many views that it did. So what I'm trying to say is warm up your channel when you first started. Maybe start with topics that you are truly interested in talking about and where your passion can really come through, and you don't need to spend masses of time on doing research, because you can talk about those things from the heart. That can really create a connection with your early viewers, and then later on you could consider jumping on trends. Overall though, I don't think it's a great idea to put out videos every day, even though people say that consistency is really important. Well, not that sort of consistency. YouTube rewards people who are human being, and being a human being is more about being more natural, and it's definitely not natural putting out videos every day. I would say if you want to be on a fast schedule and you can afford to do that with your time and capabilities, then perhaps put out videos every 2 days or every 3 days to warm up your channel first. And most importantly, make your content worth watching. What would you want to see? What would you want to watch? Talk to your viewers as if it's just one person, somebody who you're talking to as if they're a friend. Now, in going forward, what do I want to do with my channel? Overall, my theme will be helping people, especially people over 40, to raise their visibility. Whether that's to help them with their businesses or side hustles or even growing their YouTube channel. I think it is very important to be discoverable. So I think overall the umbrella term for what I'm trying to describe here is visibility. Now that I'm saying this, it kind of feels like, oh, I'm going to be restricting myself to just one theme, but it's fine. I'm still reserving the right to talk about more personal things, but I'll do it at specific milestones, like when I reach 100 subscribers or 500 subscribers, or when I reach a certain metric. I will then be sharing more of myself. But I do want to start training YouTube algorithm what my channel is about, because so far it's been all over the place. I won't hold myself to a particular upload schedule because I really want to start focusing more on raising the standard of my content. Whether that's improving audio, and I definitely need to improve audio, or whether it's improving lighting. I will try to work more on that. And I do want to experiment with shorts, especially funny shorts or skits. It's something that I already have lots of notes for, but it just feels like so much work can go into a short, especially for me without experience of short form content. And I have this fear that they won't do very well, but maybe it's something to experiment and maybe even get surprised about. I do want to feel a greater sense of community, so I will continue experimenting with community posts, possibly giving some shout outs to other creators who have fewer than 500 subscribers. And I will continue commenting on the videos of other creators who seem to be on a similar journey to spark conversations and to really build this sense of community. It's really important for me. But most importantly, I want to continue having fun with this, and I want to relax a bit more, get my hair down a little bit more, and I'm sure not having this pressure of daily uploads will help me with that. Oh, and one more thing is I actually want to try going live at some point, but my hesitation is that there aren't many subscribers at the moment, and it kind of feels strange if I go live and there's no one on the live stream. Have you had an experience of this? Maybe share with me in the comments what it's like when you don't have anybody on the live stream, or would you always have somebody who will somehow end up online at the time that you're doing your live stream? I really don't know how it works. So that's it for now. As cringy as it feels, and this is something I described in this or previous video, I can't remember, I would like to ask you to like this video and subscribe, and please drop a comment with your thoughts. I would love to learn about your experience of going through this YouTube journey, or maybe even thinking of starting a YouTube channel. Tell me what resonated with you the most, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.